This is my audience. Have you ever asked yourself, how do I iron a shirt? Whether it's for work, an interview, or a special occasion, everyone has to iron a shirt at some point in their life. I'm going to give you a number of steps to teach you how to successfully iron a shirt. Many people have to iron at least once in their lives. I'm going to teach you how to properly iron a dress shirt. The very first step is your iron and iron board. The iron and iron board is the most important step of the process. First, look at your shirt. You need to see what kind of fabric your shirt is. The information for this is usually on a tag inside the shirt. After seeing what kind of fabric and setting your iron needs to be on, turn your iron to the correct setting. You will also need to make sure that your iron has the proper amount of water inside of it. Follow the instructions that come with your iron. I have already filled my iron with water to save time. The tag that tells you what setting your iron needs to be on is usually inside the shirt. You may want to iron your shirt inside out for a sharper look. First, we'll start with the collar. You'll start with the underneath part of the collar and go from the edge of the collar to the other, but very slowly. You will then flip your shirt over and repeat this process on the other side of the collar. Next, we will move on to the shirt cuffs. You are going to unbutton the shirt cuff, like so, and lay it out flat. You will move from the inside of the cuff to the outside. Flatten out all of the wrinkles and slowly press down. It is of utmost importance that you do not iron the buttons on your shirt. You are to go around them as closely as possible. We will repeat the same process on both sides, both cuffs of the shirt. We will now be moving on to the body of the shirt. The body is one of the more time-consuming portions of the ironing process, as there are many more wrinkles. First, you'll iron the front of your shirt. You will start from the side that has the buttons. The beginning step is to iron in between and around the buttons. Do it as many times necessary until all of the visible wrinkles are out. You will need to start at the top of your shoulder and work your way down to the end of your shirt. You will repeat this same step on the other side of your shirt. If you press down firmly enough, you will not have to do the inside of the shirt if you start with the outside. When you flip over, if your shirt has a pocket, make sure that you iron the pocket separately and don't crease it in any way. Next, you'll iron the back of your shirt. You will lay the shirt down flat to the iron board as you have before. You will do half of the back at a time. The starting point will be the back of the shoulder area. The ending point will be the end of the shirt. If there's a pleat in the back, you'll need to iron around it. The final ironing step will be the sleeves. Make sure that the fabric is flat and smooth before you start ironing it, as it will get wrinkles and creases if you don't. Take one of your sleeves by the seam and lay it flat on the ironing board. Match the crease you have to any past creases, provided that you find one. You will start at the top of the sleeve by the seam and work your way down to the cuff. Repeat on the other side, then the other sleeve. The final step is to check the shirt over and repeat any steps if necessary. If you do not find any flaws, you are ready to go. Your shirt will need to be hung up and left hanging until you are ready to wear it. If you do not hang it up, the shirt will become all wrinkled and you will have to repeat this whole process. There are a few simple tips and pointers to keep in mind while ironing. The first and most important step is to go in slow, short strokes. Make sure that you are going with the fabric, not dragging it along. Press down in straight little lines. Second, never iron a dirty or stained shirt. The heat from the iron will set the stains and they will stay there forever. The third step, your shirts iron best if they are damp. This is typically used if your iron doesn't have a steam function. If you can't or don't have time to leave them damp, you can fill a spray bottle with water and spray your shirt down to ensure that it is at least a little bit damp. Step 4. If you ever at any point leave scorch marks on a shirt or piece of clothing that you're ironing, your iron is too hot or stained. Turn your iron down and give it time to cool off. You can try ironing your shirt again later once the iron has cooled off. You now know a simple 5-step process to a successfully ironed shirt. You can continue to look at this video as a reference until you can do it on your own. There are 5 main steps to ironing a shirt. Ironing a dress shirt isn't as hard as you would think that it is. Your main steps are setting up your iron and ironing board, checking the heat setting on your shirt, ironing the collar, ironing the cuffs, ironing the front of the shirt, ironing the back of the shirt, and finally the sleeves need to be ironed. You'll repeat these steps as necessary. For those of you who didn't know how to iron your dress shirt before, you now know how to. It is a really simple process that can be learned in as little as 15 minutes. Happy ironing!